transgender language would reverse the tremendous progress women's sports have made in the last 50 years. It would allow biological males to compete against biological females in all women's sports, which, if implemented, would undermine women's sports. The Shea resolution proposed by the Ohio Board of Education seeks to protect the advances made in women's sports and affirm the scientific fact that there are only two genders, and that there are
All right, easy does it, please. Respect the speaker and the board members and myself as the president. Thank you very much.
I would like to request a little bit more time to finish, if I go over my 3 minutes. This same resolution also wishes to reaffirm and protect rights parents have over their minor children and should be informed by the school of any and all issues regarding their children, especially gender dysphoria issues. It also seeks to remedy the blackmail by the federal government withholding federal nutrition assistance funds from schools that do not accept the new Title IX language. This resolution in no way fosters hatred, homophobia, discrimination, or disrespect of any individuals or groups of people. It is merely trying to reiterate the objective facts, even absolute truths, around biological sex and the absolute right of parents to guide and direct their children's upbringing. It is trying to restore common sense to our school policies, which right now appears to be non-existent. I strongly urge you to support the modified version of the Shea resolution put forth by 2 members of this school board. To reject this resolution is to reject science. To reject this resolution is to reject truth. To reject this resolution is to reject fairness and common sense. And to reject this resolution implies that you condone the blackmail that is being propagated on our local school districts by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. I would also like to point out an omission from the minutes from last month. Mr. Heath's quote that he would not put forth a written policy on transgender policy simply said he responded no, whereas he responded when he went to say that it may end up in the news. I want this noted and reinstated back into the minutes. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Lauren Breslin, and I live off of Galloway and Menor. I'm a college professor and former collegiate athlete, and because of my experiences within these institutions, I home educate my children, who are ages 9 through 16. Last March, we moved to Menor from Oregon for a job opportunity. This allowed our family to escape the Marxist and communist ideology that has infected the entire West Coast for decades. I would like to share with you my experiences living in a state that embraced and then forced activism on its taxpayers. In 2016, the Oregon Department of Education issued sweeping guidelines regarding transgender students, including bathroom and locker room use, names and pronouns, and participating in sex-specific sports. School boards in my former state allowed the LGBTQ community to have rights that supersede those of everyone else. They demanded special treatment that trampled on the privacy rights of others. Children, whether in kindergarten or high school, should not have to share a bathroom or a locker room area with anyone who has opposite sex genitalia, regardless of their outward gender expression. It is embarrassing, it is inappropriate, and it is humiliating for all involved. Additionally, in 2021, because of the infusion of critical race theory into schools, Oregon decided that reading, writing, and math are racist. Now, and for the next 5 years, Oregon students will get a diploma without these necessary skills. Consequently, Oregon is ranked in the bottom 10 of all states for education and has the 2nd worst graduation rate in the country. School board members and fellow parents, I implore you to learn from the mistakes and foolishness of my former home state. require that students use bathrooms and locker rooms based on their biological sex and genitalia, and then continue to demand that everyone is treated with dignity and respect. Thank you.
Michael Paul, I'm from 7665 Miller Avenue. Good evening. I would like to address the two issues that have come to my attention recently concerning the high school, specifically, but I'll talk about only one due to the rules. First, I understand there was an incident in one of our girls' restrooms involving a student of the opposite sex, and the confrontation ensured when the girls became uncomfortable. There already are gender-neutral restrooms that are afforded to students who wish to use facilities that don't conform with their birth and sex. I understand schools are afraid of litigation due to the new Title IX proposals regarding gender identity and sexual orientation, so they choose to hide behind this supposed legislation to avoid having to make the hard choice of protecting ladies from experiencing young men sauntering into the ladies' room while they are in private circumstances. Most notably, because accommodations are made for those who identify as transgender, there are, bathrooms, that they could safely go to without any confrontation. So, thank you.
My name is Dean Paraskevas. I'm a Menor resident. I'd like to ask you one question. What happened to our morality in this country, in our community? What happened to our morals? I think that our morals are something of the past. I'm 74 years old. I was born in another country, came to this country, grew up here, and I was very, very blessed to grow up here. I thought this was the greatest country in the world. Graduated from Cleveland Heights High School. We had 32 National Honor Merit Scholars in our graduating class. 32. Menor had 6. We had no LGBTQs and no transgenders back then. So where is this country going? I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm just confused by this whole agenda. And I wish our morals would come back. I wish our country would become strong again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda O'Brien, 5842 Tannage Court in Mentor. I stand here in support of this resolution, and I implore the board to support it as well. This idea of separate bathrooms according to gender has been in existence for hundreds of years, and for one major reason: safety. It was safety that was a concern then. It should be a safety that's concerned now. States here in our country have adopted laws to prevent transgender or others going into one bathroom that is not part of their birth certificate gender. So the birth certificate rules over other ideas and feelings. So in that case, it's very simple. This is not a complex problem. People who have functional penises go into the male rooms, the male locker rooms. People who have functional vaginas go into the female bathrooms, in the female locker rooms. And those who are deciding what to be or how to be, they can have their own safe space. But it should not be where males are coming in. I don't care how long their hair is. I don't care how they dress or what pronoun they use. If they have a functional penis, then they're a male. Keep them out of the girls' rooms. It's very simple. So we have to protect our children. That's our #1 responsibility. And that means that we stand by them and we support them in all ways, educational, environmental, etc. So allow these people to have their safe spaces, create what others would consider safe for them, but separate according to what basic common sense has provided for hundreds of years. Thank you.
is Janice Shaneman. I live at 7248 Jackson Street in Mentor. My husband and I have been here for about 40 years. We have 3 daughters who went through the Mentor school system. We, like many people, moved here because of the school system, because at that time, they were one of the top school systems in the country. Well, it's great to hear about the accomplishments of a few students that we heard about tonight. Our schools continue to slide on their overall performance. Our schools are more concerned about gender and equity and sexual orientation than they are about education. We need our schools to teach math, English, science, and history. We don't need them to teach our kids about gender. That's what parents are for. And schools should not be overstepping that boundary. I think that a lot of the school board may find out when it comes to elections what the general public thinks. And I know they're going to find out if they put more school board or school bills on for money. You're not going to see it if you're not giving the kids their education. Thank you.
Arch Street, Mentor, been here since 1977, graduated in '83, raised 6 kids here in Mentor, putting our 6th kid through Mentor right now. She starts high school next year. This evening, I'd just like to address you, Mr. Tuttle, and the board. No child, regardless of what's going on in their lives, deserves to be bullied, deserves to be set aside, cast out. No child. I would very much like to state that my family, the way we raised my family, was to treat everybody with respect and love. And we live out our faith. Right? And I have a fear of God. And I've known God, I've been following God since I was 16, I'm 58. I know we're not supposed to talk about religion here, but some people have brought it up, so I just wanted to make that clear to everybody. I send my kids to school, I send my kids to school in my current one, to get educated in reading, writing, arithmetic, subject like that. I've got to believe that the teachers that go to school to teach learn about those subjects in history and all that good stuff to teach. I'm not sure the teachers are going to be sex educators and other things. I'm not sure that they're qualified for this. I know we're hiring counselors at a mad rate. Are we a hospital or are we a school? Are we a public school? I want to make it clear to the board, and I've done this before, I'd like to make it in all due respect, all of your professionals, and to be respected. I don't need help raising my kids. I need your help educating my kids. And I don't need you or anyone else handing out secret surveys because they think they know how to take care of my kid better. Wrong. You've crossed the line. You've crossed a serious line. It's very serious, all right? I respect your kids, you respect mine. I respect your rights,
You respect mine, Mr. Tuttle. I'm asking you to educate our kids and not worry about raising them. I'll take care of that. God gave them to me. They're gifts. I'll take care of them. I don't want boys in my girls' bathroom. I don't want, there's just certain things I just don't want. I'll take care of my kids. Please take care of educating them and stick to your lane. And let me just say this in closing. Lawsuits come from both sides of the aisle.